Is all not well across the China wall. US media reports claim that a top Chinese army general stands accused of leaking highly sensitive state secrets and nuclear weapons related secrets to the United States of America, to the CIA. The reports in the United States claim that there are serious bribery allegations that are currently underway under investigations in China against one of the senior most generals and members of the military commission, the Central Military Commission in China, General Zhang. General Zhang is second only to Chinese President Xi Jinping, one of the top generals in China, and he was at one point of time described as one of the most trusted allies of Xi Jinping. However, many argued that there is friction in China. There are two camps. Xi Jinping may appear all-powerful, but there is another camp that is talking about too much centralization of power in the hands of President Xi Jinping. Remember those images of Hu Jintao, former president of China, the way there were some top officials who were, he and top officials, the way they were ushered out of a meeting, the way there was a crackdown. India Today had reported how 100 generals had been purged by President Xi Jinping as he consolidated his control over power. And in midst of that, there were reports that seemed to indicate that there could well be a coup against him. At least that is what some of these reports seem to indicate. So Beijing has not officially confirmed these claims, but the fallout is significant. And questions are mounting over the PLA, People's Liberation Army, the Chinese army's readiness, their military readiness, their loyalty to Xi Jinping and command integrity. Does this indicate that China's efforts in Taiwan have suffered a very major setback, 2027 or 2028, or maybe it will have to be pushed back further? The Defense Ministry announced on Saturday that both General Zhang and Liu Zhenli, Chief of Staff of CMC's Joint Staff Department, were currently under investigation. Then there's an editorial that's published in the People's Liberation Army Daily that said General Zhang and Liu seriously betrayed the trust and expectations of the Communist Party and the CMC and fostered political and corruption problems that undermined the party's absolute leadership over the military and threatened the party's ruling foundation. I want to bring in my colleague Pranay Upadhyay for more on this. Pranay, these are very grave charges leveled against someone who was second only to Chinese President Xi Jinping in the military commission, that the party's ruling foundation was impacted by corruption and challenges to absolute party leadership.
Absolutely, Gaurav. Whether these charges are actually a result of a spying ring, or actually this is a result of a power rivalry in the all-powerful Central Military Commission of China. But certainly this is the chink in the shining armor of Chinese or Beijing's the military leadership. This clearly shows General Zhang Yaoshi, who's the 75-year-old senior-most general, currently serving as the vice chairman in the Central Military Commission. And besides that, you mentioned about the name of Lieutenant General Zi, who's also a senior military official. Clearly, this shows that there is something wrong in the Central Military Commission, and which is under investigation. And the charges are very serious. If you go by the media reports, this shows that these people are being implicated for selling the nuclear secrets of China to the United States. This clearly shows that there is infiltration, or rather there is the information leakage from the Central Military Commission of China. This also shows that something is wrong at the highest leadership level, because General Zhang
at the highest leadership level, as you point out, and very significantly, because General Zhang was once considered very close to President Xi Jinping. Then there was this talk of two rival factions within the Communist Party. There was anger over centralization of power by President Xi Jinping, and that there was an intense pushback. But this downfall, this sudden downfall, this in a way marks the most serious, most dramatic move against a top general, even though India Today had carried that report on Chakravyuh that 100 generals, and that's amazing in any country's history. If 100 generals have been purged in China, that would indicate that President Xi Jinping wants to be all powerful, but somehow he doesn't seem to have the trust and confidence of those he commands.
Absolutely, and we have seen not only the senior generals were removed at the time when President Xi Jinping wanted to consolidate his position. Even at the political level, we have seen that how the premier Li Keqiang was relieved, and in fact he was succeeded by the all loyalist Li Qiang, who is currently serving as the premier of China, and how he closed the ring, how he plays the trusted people. But if General Zhang Yoshi is being implicated. As you also mentioned, that he was once considered as the most trusted guy, one of the senior official of the Central Military Commission. Then these are the serious questions to be pondered upon in the leadership of China. That if they are being implicated, then either the CIA, if the allegation CIA has penetrated their senior military system, and if they are able to extract information,
or there is an intense power
nuclear
struggle within China, it would indicate, Pranay, that there's an intense power struggle, and blame corruption or blame selling secrets to CIA and then purge them. Massive purge that's been on in China. Pranay, keep tracking that story. I will come back to you for more as the story develops. This will remain one of our top focus stories here on India Today. A massive purge in the Chinese army. Of course, there are also reports that seem to indicate that even soldiers, they want loyalty to the country and not loyalty to the party, as the case is in China. But more on that in the days and weeks ahead. That is all I have for you on this 5 Live special broadcast. Many thanks for watching.